All right, guys, we're going to get some vehicles moved around. This should no longer sound like a 5.9 today. Got the AGP kit over here. S300 362. That's what that is. 362. Guys, this is the first time I've seen the whole kit. I just kind of want to get into a breakdown of everything, and then obviously as we install and keep going, it's going to be good. Everything looks really good. The drains, I got a feed in here that's nice. It's already heat wrapped for you. I mean, it looks really good. All your hardware, all your couplers. These are 5-ply couplers. Look really good. Nice little S&B. I don't like the color of this. I wish they would have went with like a black one, or I don't know. That's minor, but only complaint I've seen so far, even with the drain and stuff on the turbo that they already supply, and the feed is nice Teflon taped on it. Looks really good. Only complaint that I've seen so far when they hacked the casting to weld the elbow on so that you can use your factory lower intercooler piping. This looks like shit. Could have ground that down, could have did anything, but yeah. So we're gonna get the truck flipped around, and I'm gonna walk you guys step by step today. I don't know if we're going to get it all done in one video, but when this series is done, you will know how to 2G swap your truck. If you're wondering, does this stuff come with a instruction kit? The answer is no, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Nice little wheel there. Look at that little billet wheel. All right, let's get into it. Small update too while we're kind of just going through this. First thing, we're going to make some space here. S&B intake coming out, and then going to work on getting the down pipe, that elbow right there. We're going to work on getting that out. That's going to be number one steps. Super easy. We got a worm gear clamp, and I don't even remember what these are, but it's not going to be bad. Once we get those two freed, next step's going to be let's work on getting drain undone up top, which will be fine. We'll get a little bit of oil. I'm curious on how much is going to fall out of the turbo when we get the bottom off. That is going to be quite challenging. I guess we could cut it, but we're trying not to do that. I know that that's pretty much everybody's quickest route is to cut them and then deal with it when you get it out. But we'll see if we can get it out first. If we have to resort to cutting it, we'll let you know. Another update, exotic head studs still holding in well. I know some people have some negative things to say, but so far, nothing. All right, guys, going to get the battery undone, and that's what we're going to get undone first. All right, guys, we're moving along pretty well. Took the intake out, which obviously freed up room. Disconnect both batteries. Shot PB on the studs. Right now, our main focus was I wanted to get this loose, which is an 11 millimeter. I already have that coupler out of the truck. We did take the inner fender liner out. It gives you plenty of access to reach the downpipe. And then when we're working on the downpipe, it's also going to give us access to work on the drain as well. Kind of shooting it with PB blaster. Just the truck's not bad by any means with rust, but we do live up north, so this stuff helps. But that's where we're at right now. Bottom, took that off. You can see nice and loose, out of the way. My brother, he's working on the downpipe section right now. Now that I have this off, my next step is I'm gonna get this factory drain, which you can see runs right up there. Not sure of the size yet, but I'm gonna shoot that with PB as well, and I will let you guys know the drain section. That's my next step, is get this drain off. He's gonna get the downpipe, and I'm sorry, I say drain. Get this feed off. He's gonna get the drain out, and that's where we are. So just to give you guys a small update, definitely remove the inner fender liner. Believe me, for the downpipe section, it's gonna make you so much easier. So that's where we are. I'm gonna pause it, and we'll follow back up. All right, guys, brother's still working on the bottom side of these clamps. They're a pain in the ass, just gonna be quite frank. This up here, I removed the drain off the housing, keep calling this a drain, man, I'm gonna get it right. The feed off the oil filter housing, it was a 21 millimeter. Break that loose, I'm gonna leave it on top of the turbo because when I bring this section up through, it's just all going to, I broke these back ones. The back ones are 13 millimeters. Actually, they're all 13 millimeters, but the heat shield up here has two separate bolts on it, 15, 15. I'm gonna get the heat shield out of the way just to see. But I'll say this, we soaked this pretty well in PB, and so far, I don't wanna jinx us. So far, everything's breaking loose as it should. So definitely recommend doing that, just a little safety precaution. So gonna get this little heat shield off. It's 15, get that out of the way. Then I'm gonna work on breaking the bottoms. I'm not taking them off until we get this downpipe and the drain off. Once the downpipe and the drain's off, and this connector right here, you can follow it. It's like right, it's so bad to see. There's that connector. Just gonna take that off, and turbo section should be able to come out. I think we're a good like 20 minutes in, not too far away. As long as he gets these downpipes and the drain off relatively soon, this thing should be about coming out here soon. All right, guys, so manifold's out. We're probably 45 minutes total into this process. Still have to deal with the drain tube that you can see. The only problem that really gave us any amount of trouble, this coolant line right here, there's a bracket that we cut off that bolts to the actual stud that goes right here to this. We cut that off because the plan is this thing's already secured to the block in 2 different ways. That would be a 3rd way, and I think we're gonna end up doing a fleece coolant bypass anyway. So wasn't really worried about that. That was the only problem really giving us. We left the drain in. We were gonna cut it and then deal with it when we got it out, but that was it. So pretty, I mean, honestly, if you've worked on a vehicle, this is by far one of the easiest turbo removals I've ever done. And we brought it up out through the top. I was kind of assisting through the bottom. He was assisting through the top. So at this point, drain's gonna come out, and we're gonna clean up the head really well for the mating surface for the new manifold. New manifold's gonna go in, and well, actually probably gonna run the drain first, and then new manifold goes in and we're gonna go from there. But trying to keep you guys posted step by step. So far, pretty easy. Definitely remove the inner fender liner. That gives you all the room in the world to do what you need to do. And if you remove that small piece of the downpipe that goes right here, this makes it tremendously easy to get it out. I don't know, if I was rating it so far up to this point, it's probably like 2 out of 5, like difficulty level. If you have some wrenches and some time in your garage, it's pretty easy. So we keep working, get the drain out and get the new one bolted in, and then get the manifold in. All right, guys, this video is gonna continue, but I just wanna wrap up today. Not the best way to end today, not the worst, but you know, they say things happen. So obviously, if you're watching this video, we are at the point to where it all goes back together, but here's a big problem. The drain down there, this is being 100% transparent. When we were taking the drain off, we were trying to work our way, getting it in and out, and the drain, probably about that long, fell into the oil pan. So yeah, some people have recommended some pretty wild stuff of leaving it. I doubt we're gonna do that. They're like, oh, the metal pick, it's not gonna pick it up, but you know, the truck's so reliable. Yes, it's gonna be some work, but it kind of makes sense to just, I don't know, go the little extra mile, drop the pan and get that out, and then reinstall it with a new gasket. So this is where this part of the video is gonna end. The video is gonna continue. This isn't gonna be this part. I'm just trying to be 100% transparent with you. Getting this drain out is a bitch. It's the worst part of the job by far. That thing like doesn't move. Everything else up to this point to get it to be a bare side is extremely easy. So anyway, when the video picks up, which will probably be tomorrow, we'll show you guys where we are. All right, guys, this is continuing on the 2G swap. We finished up the oil pan. The reason we did the oil pan gasket, the plug right here, we actually ended up trying to bend it around too much, deform it enough to get it out, and unfortunately it actually fell in the pan, so we had to do the pan. So we did a whole video on that. You guys will be able to see that. So now we're going to continue the 2G part. The AN fitting that they did down there was really nice. It kind of slides in, and then you kind of almost have to take a Power Driven Diesel did a good video. You just tap that down in there to make sure it gives that reassurance that, hey, the O-rings are sealed, and now this. So now I'm going to attach the drain right here, and then I'm going to start working on the manifold. I have taken a Scotch-Brite pad to these cleaning surfaces right here, and just to make sure, they do come with brand new gaskets, but we're going to clean that up really well and get into it. And if you guys are still following World Cup finals, God, Leroy got burned down at the tree. Anyway, yeah, we'll get back on this. 2G process. So this part of the video is actually a week later. All right, guys, working on the manifold. Got the drain hooked up. It's out of the way. Threaded the studs all in and got the speed on the block right now. We did kind of like go back and forth if the angle part should point down or if the angle part should point up. Logically makes sense for it to point downwards due to the fact that it says speed on top of the manifold, and you have your 2 probes for EGT or whatever else accessory you want to run. So that's the way we went with it. Not saying it's the right way, not saying it's the wrong way, but logically makes sense. So let's finish moving along, and next part is we're gonna get the turbo bolted up, and then we're gonna make sure the downpipe fits. And long as that, we should be pretty much on the home stretch to start this thing up here soon. All right, guys, getting on the home stretch of this here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I scuffed the manifold, and I'm pissed. My brother that paid for it doesn't even care. But anyway, we torqued down all the manifold, 32 foot-pounds. If you're curious up to this point, we do go probably a little overboard with torquing, but you know what? You spend the kind of money on this stuff, you expect it to be what you expected. Turbo is just resting in there. You had to remove this factory boot that comes down on this intercooler piping, which we'll get into. I imagine that's gonna be a tight fit. I just put this on to kind of pretty much see where we're gonna be at, and the turbo is also just resting in there as well. That needs torqued down. You can see this AC line right here. Man, is that close. We're gonna have to bend that a little bit, probably downwards. And this back coolant line right there is very close to the downpipe. Just kind of walking you guys through the steps on where we are. We did not remove the facing because it already had an elbow. With all this stuff on, it's so hard to see. Already had an elbow welded on, and if you're like, oh, that's so far off, all you gotta do is just move this over, and it'll slide right in there. But that's kind of where we are, just trying to keep you guys updated as we move right along. Man, we're so close. Feed, drain, hook the intake up, put some oil in this thing, and we might actually see what's up. So, all right, guys. Tune back in when we get that stuff done.
All right, so still got to put more oil in. I had like a gallon of oil laying around, but I wanted to do a little follow-up. I have been looking at AC relocation lines. I don't even know if with heat tape if that would cause an issue. I'm gonna maybe try to bend them out of the way just a little bit, which sucks because I'm gonna have to have this system refilled. I want to apologize in advance. We didn't get a chance to record as much as I wanted to, and I'm also sorry for this part. Try not to cuss on the channel, but if you guys are considering getting this kit, how about you just save yourself the trouble and don't. Everything that AGP has touched is a pile of shit. So the downpipe fits like shit. I've had to take off clear back to the muffler just to get the downpipe and their downpipe extension to fit. The drain line or the feed line is too long. The drain line is too long. There's 0 instructions. Not that we're not mechanically inclined, but if somebody's never done this before, like 3 words would have been better than what they provided. And online it just shows you how to clock the turbo and what to do for startup for the turbo warranty, which really won't matter anyway because you're not going to be able to get a hold of them because their customer service is terrible. So if you guys are watching this, don't get an AGP. Spend the money elsewhere. The only reason I went with them was because for a 2nd gen, they have provided the smallest turbo. If I could go back and do it again, I would have pieced this kit together myself. Speed, manifold was beautiful. The only thing you guys did was you never provided tracking. Borg Warner, obviously you guys can't complain about the turbo. Their casting, I can complain about. Everything that they have touched is shit. This is supposed to be not welded. This is supposed to be a casting. Their downpipe, I don't know if it saved like $6, but they could have made a full-length downpipe to go into the rest of your exhaust. It would have saved a lot of trouble, and it probably would have fit better too. So that is 100%. I'm looking at AC relocation lines and 100% a downpipe because I'm not dealing with this again. I'm gonna crawl into the truck real quick and I wanna show you guys what I'm talking about, but everything that they have touched is bad. So this is hard to do by yourself, but I had to actually take the whole original downpipe down and just to be able to get it close. So it's loosely screwed back onto the transmission. And once this is all put back together and I try to readjust everything, because you're gonna have to adjust stuff like the downpipe and to match up to the original exhaust and stuff like that. But It is really, really close to the transmission dipstick, and then that's going to be another nightmare. There's exactly 1 inch of room to get a boot over there, but here, just to see what I'm talking about, that is, I guess what would be the cat delete all the way back to the muffler. It's the only way that I could figure that I could get this on, and I've been fighting with it, and it's just easier to take the exhaust apart. This exhaust hasn't been on that long. The truck doesn't go out in the winter, so it came off really, really easy. So I'm going to continue working on this. We are almost, I want to finish up at minimum, at least the original downpipe. I'll start it once the downpipe is actually attached. And then I want to get at least the mass airflow plugged in, and I need to get I'm not sure what the part is, that piece on the turbo. I heard you need to at least plug that in with these, so we'll find out if that's true or not. But yeah, not super happy with this kit. So let me finish this up and we'll film some more. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I got done on the truck. Problem 649 of this kit. Mass airflow doesn't fit. So, and the screws that they provided do not go through there. So I want to show you just so you can say that I'm not making stuff up. That's all the further it goes down. I'm not trying to push it down. So I don't know if that bung needs slightly drilled out. Should not have to do this for what I paid. And hold on 1 second. So let me do this so it doesn't damage anything. There you go. Doesn't fit. So there's another problem I'm gonna have to figure out. This kit just keeps getting worse. It's the gift that keeps giving. So hold on 1 second. Let me show you what I got done on the truck real quick. So I got the intercooler pipe all plumbed up to it. Everything on that part is good to go. The only thing is the oil or the trans dipstick in the back, I'm gonna have to slightly move. Like I said, probably gonna look into a relocation kit for all the AC stuff. It's just gonna free up the bay. I hate to do that because they're really expensive, but I don't really know what else to do. There's the downpipe, and like I said, gonna probably work on trying to find one of those that's a one piece. But I've been slowly filling up oil. I did get that good deal on the 5 gallon of oil from Walmart, but the only problem is it's really, really heavy and I have to pour it into another jug. So I need to check to see what I have in there, and then need to go ahead and prime the system. So I need to figure out which relay it is so I can just crank on it a little bit. And then I'll let you guys hear both the cranking and we'll do the first startup. And of course I still need to do, I'm not gonna plug that in right now, but I am gonna screw it into the manifold, the EGT probe that I got. Okay, so that's the fuel pump. It's number 39. It's on the bottom, it's 20 amp. That's the one I'm gonna pull. Need to finish checking the oil still, and we're getting real close. It's probably gonna have a check engine light because until I figure out what I'm doing with the mass airflow, I can't plug that in. And I went ahead and looped the turbo wastegate actuator off the old one. I don't know if I'm gonna need a wastegate fuller or if by doing that it will work. It's just temporary till I can get some parts in. Like I said, still gotta clean up some of this trash that AGP sent, so.
All right, guys, up here giving him a hand. Got the fuse pulled. Didn't want to start it because the fuse was pulled. We're trying to build some oil pressure up here. Jake, hang on a second. Do you want to plug that EGT in, or you just want to let it go for right now?
Yeah, I forgot about
Oh.
that. The fuse pump.
Yeah, there's probably still fuel in the system. I'm still recording right now, but there's probably still fuel in the system itself.
All right, yeah, let's throw the EGT probe in.
All right, guys, we're going to throw the probe in. You've seen that it was smoking out of there a little bit. Starting to get some turbo spoolage a little bit. So, you know, almost on a home stretch. It is open downpipe. Things would be pretty loud.
All right, guys, so we're gonna finish this video up here today. I still obviously have to do the intake, so the mass airflow did fit into their thing, but I had to twist it a little bit. I still need the bolts that they provided for the mass airflow has to be slightly drilled out. But I'm gonna go through and retorque everything, and then we'll put the filter on. I wanna check the oil one last time, and then I'll probably do a hot retorque of the exhaust manifold studs. So overall, I don't know. I really don't recommend their kit. Everything looks nice, but the quality of everything is, obviously Steed Speed's really good. It's a Borg Warner turbo, that's really good. But everything else, they could have done better. The feed's trash, the drain is trash, and a lot of their fittings is trash. Like the elbow and stuff for the intake looks super cheap. They should have made a one-piece design downpipe. So I don't know. Me and my brother are probably going to give this a 2 out of 5. It wasn't hard to do. The worst part of this was since we dropped the drain plug into the oil pan. But we're going to finish this up. So if you guys have any questions or anything, go ahead and comment below. Obviously, like, share, and subscribe to the video. And we have noticed that most of our viewers are not subscribed. It is free, easy, and quick to do. So feel free to subscribe to the channel and share this stuff.
Let's get to 100 likes.
There you go. So
100 likes.
And we can do a 2nd gen swap to the 4th gen.
It's coming.
There you go.
Next month.
All right, thanks guys. All right, bonus part of the video. We do want to thank our sponsor. It's a continued sponsor of the video. It is Super Clean. They always send us stuff to try out, their cleaners. And if you've seen in a previous video of mine, it cleans up diesel oil amazing. So we are actually doing a giveaway. So there's going to be a code that I'm going to say at the end of this video, but you got to listen all the way through and you got to watch it. And stipulations are you got to be in the lower 48 states, same thing as before. You have to provide the code that I say, and then Super Clean will send an original spray cleaner, a foam cleaner like you see there, and they're also going to provide a hat as well, and that is free from them. So this is just some of the aftermath of the 2nd gen swap that we're doing. I do want to finish up with this. I'll tell you the code here in a minute. But overall, I was kind of disappointed. Now that I've calmed down, I was kind of disappointed with AGP and their 2nd gen swap. I try to put the best parts that I can afford on this truck. Like Thurin's really good. I have Alpha Rex headlights, Muldoon's transmission. So, and a Steed Speed, manifold. So I try to put the best stuff that I can on this truck. And there really wasn't a whole lot of reviews for that. I will say this, now that I've calmed down, it isn't the best thing that I've ever seen. Their fittings and everything look really, really nice, but when you actually go to use them, it's like they're a little too long. There wasn't a whole lot of thought put into their kit. If I could go back and do it again, I honestly would have probably just pieced the kit together myself. The truck is not all the way done. I still have to finish putting the exhaust on, and I'm gonna have to finish putting the intake on. So that's easy stuff I'm gonna finish up. And of course I still have to do a 100-mile break-in. I did drive this with just open down pipe, just to the bottom of my road and up the top of my road. And I will say, with just basic off-the-shelf tunes from 5.9, it spools just as quick, if not quicker. Now, obviously, I can't tell you how it rips, but we will have more videos on that. I'm going to do a video of 5.9's tunes as they are now, and I am 100% getting them revised. So he is awesome to work with. His tunes stock. The only reason I want to is because I did change the turbo. He thinks, most people would probably say I don't need them revised. I want to do it for myself because I just want to. I'm paying for it, so why not? So anyway, the code for this video is 3636. You have to send me an email. It is on our YouTube channel. I need a picture that you are subscribed to us. And with that code, with your name and your mailing address, and we will get that sent out. We've already sent out one of these kits. Like I said, it's coming straight from them. We're not going to be mailing it. So I just have to provide them your information. So tomorrow's goal, though, is get all this mess cleaned up and finish this up 100%. I'm going to leave the wheel liner out, and I'm probably going to go and just drive around a whole bunch tomorrow. I want to make sure that's not leaking anything, and I definitely am going to need tape for around the AC lines. I may honestly get the relocation, but that's for another video. So this one's it. This is a pretty long video because it's a lot of work. So like we said before, like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. And we've noticed through YouTube that it says most of you guys are not subscribed that are watching. Please subscribe. It helps us do stuff like get second gen swaps. So if you guys like seeing this kind of stuff and you want to see how different turbos spool and how different tunes are and stuff like that, then subscribe to us. That way you can see updates. We are going to, at minimum, me and my brother are going to post a video a week. So we may do more than that, but at minimum, you're going to at least see that. So this video will be next week. I'm going to do a little tease on Facebook, and also check our Facebook Reels. I'm going to post a startup of this on there as well. So you'll see the Facebook Reel before you'll actually get to see this video. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I know this video was long.